Former President Jimmy Carter has died. He was 100 years old and was the longest living president in United States history. Carter died yesterday, and in late February of last year, his family announced the former president had decided to stop any further medical treatment and would begin his hospice care at his home in Georgia. We know Carter has survived a series of health crises in recent years, including a bout with the skin cancer melanoma, which spread to his liver and brain. Not only was Carter the oldest living former president, he and his wife, Rosalynn, were married longer than any other first couple.
Carter had been living with his wife in a ranch house they built in Plains, Georgia in 1961. Rosalynn passed away in November at the age of 96. And as Jonathan Seri explains, it was a decades-long love affair for the Carters.
Well, the best thing I ever did was marrying Rosalynn. That's the pinnacle of my life.
Theirs is a love story unlike any other in the White House. Former President Jimmy Carter and Rosalynn Carter married longer than any other presidential couple. But the beginning for this first couple started humbly in Plains, Georgia, where the pair grew up, according to Mrs. Carter, quote, 3 years and 3 miles apart.
They went to the same school together, and they went to the same church together.
It was on the steps of that Methodist church in the summer of 1945, where Jimmy, home on leave from the U.S. Naval Academy, asked Rosalynn on their first date. The pair went to see a movie. That night, he told his mom he'd met the woman he was going to marry.
Reportedly, Rosalynn let him kiss her on their first date. They went on a whirlwind, sort of quick courtship and relationship after that.
Rosalynn turned down Jimmy's initial proposal, but on July 7th, 1946, 18-year-old Eleanor Rosalynn Smith married 21-year-old James Earl Carter Jr. at the same church where their love story began. The following year, the couple had the first of their 4 children, sons Jack, Chip, and Jeff, all born at different naval ports. 14 years later, they had daughter Amy back in their hometown of Plains, where the couple had taken over his family's peanut farm. During President Carter's time in the Oval Office, Rosalynn remained his biggest supporter and confidant, and he championed her work as well. By the time they left the White House, their lives were wholly intertwined, guided by strong faith and dedication to a life of service, never shy about putting their decades-lasting love on display.
Yeah! Oh, yeah!
We give each other space, and we try to do things together.
We also make up and give each other a kiss before we go to sleep.
In Atlanta, Jonathan Seri, Fox News.